Good day everyone, the Anime Down here with another video. This time we'll be going through some anime that are not only enjoyable to watch, but at the same time they teach you many different things. So while you're being entertained, you are also learning. It's a great deal, I must say. Before we get to the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Heaven's design team stands out initially with a quirky setting in which God has outsourced the creation of animals to a group of designers. This setting has many uses, but it is perfect because it serves as a means to an end for the author to do what he really wants to do with the series, and that is explore the intricacies of the natural world. Consequently, every chapter focuses on a few animals, with each designer having a particular type of animal they design. So it has no particular overarching story, and the focus is specifically on the particularities of each animal. The way God gives a certain comment of what he wants from the designers in this context represents a way the author can build every chapter to have elements of surprise as well as comedy, since the vague requests by God are transformed through various experimentations and prototypes until they somehow reach the shape of animals that actually exist. The reader throughout the chapter is kept guessing on what they could possibly be, building from their propositions until it comes to you. This component makes the series quite engaging, as the reader is guided through the chapters, and when the conclusion is reached, it is rather satisfying. The series, because of its exploration of the real natural world, has a lot of educational value. In a way, it is similar to Cells at Work, another work with an educational edge, which you'll be seeing later in the video. Heaven's design theme differs in that it focuses not on the inside workings of the human body, but on animals. For people who have an interest in the natural world and animals, there is a lot to enjoy in this series. The anime managed to capture the essence of the original work incredibly well. Apart from a few rearrangements in the chronology of the manga chapters, the anime was a one-to-one adaptation of the manga. It even added breaks at the middle of the anime to talk more in detail about the animal featured in the episode. That's a feature the manga also does, but it's at the end of every volume. There's not much to complain about here. Heaven's design team is an entertaining and educational manga, which became an entertaining and educational anime. It is a series I would recommend to anyone, even if they don't necessarily have any interest in anime, as long as they are interested in learning about animals and biomes, and they wouldn't mind a bit of comedy as well. The human body is very complex. We all know that from the biology classes we had at school, if we paid even a bit of attention to the teacher. And in this series we explore some of those inner workings of the body. In Cells at Work, we follow all the different cells within the body in their day-to-day operations. The cells are anthropomorphized, and different types of cells have specific characteristics. It is not a novel idea. For instance, there was Once Upon a Time Life, a French-Japanese animated series that was made for educational purposes back in the 80s. Some series with a similar setting but with less of an educational aspect were Numbskulls, and I would particularly remember from my childhood Ozzy and Drix. Going back to the series now, the red cells wear a specific red uniform, likewise so do the white blood cells. It is not just the dress that is affected by the type of the cell, also their behavior. The cell's personality are made to fit their particular function for the body. Like for example, the white blood cells that function to destroy bacteria and viruses are called blooded hunters and killers. Episodes are shaped around demonstrating these functions of the cells through particular events that happens, and they need the cells to demonstrate their role in maintaining the body. This, similarly to Heaven's design, is the way of storytelling that is perfect because each episode stands alone. It is more easily digestible for readers or watchers. The standalone nature of the episodes means other cells appear in the series that have their function explained and actively demonstrated through practical occurrences in the episodes. This is a series that is underpinned by its desire to be educational first and entertaining second. In a way, it's very similar to Heaven's design team, and it's equally as good too. However, it is less conversational comedy. It has more dramatic moments as cells deal with crisis, but there is a lot of visual comedy. The series also expanded into many spin-off series, all that explore various different selves and their function in more detail. This is a series with a lot of fans in Japan and in the West, and I have heard many people say they learned a lot from it. Science in a Stone Age. That's what Dr. Stone basically is. The world and all living beings are all of a sudden petrified. It seemed like it was the end of civilization, as living beings were doomed to eternally be a piece of rock. After many years, an individual manages to free himself from petrification and finds a world overtaken by nature. This individual is Senku, one of our main characters. He's a genius child who has a deep interest in science, and all alone in this jungle-like world begins to experiment to find out exactly why he managed to free himself from petrification whilst others failed. Though even after experimenting with various different natural products, he struggles to pinpoint the exact product that caused him to break free. However, over time his friend Taiju also manages to break out from his petrified state. This gives Senku more clues to what was the solution to petrification, and having been experimenting for the past 6 months, found out that nitrate accents reverts the petrification slowly but surely. The science of the series begins here, because Senku is a genius and they want to revive society, but this requires them to first develop many things necessary to de-petrify many people. However, they face adversity when they revive Tsukasa, an individual known for his martial arts prowess. Tsukasa has very different ideas from Senku and his friends. One of their conflicting ideas is that Tsukasa is full of wonder at the chance of creating a new world, ruled by power, without the corruption of the old world. Senku and his friends, however, want to keep experimenting, find ways to recover people, and disagree with Tsukasa's idea to cast science and create a new world order. Without any way to overpower Tsukasa, Senku is offered a chance to give up on science and any idea of restoring the world to its former state, or risk entering into a conflict with Tsukasa. Out of options, Senku runs away and seeks to develop his own kingdom with science in opposition to Tsukasa's rule through power. This is where the educational edge of the series begins and is entwined with the wider shonen battle story. Senku develops many things and does many experiments, and they are all technically scientifically correct, as the series author is assisted by an expert who double checks everything. I honestly think maybe if I watched the series when I was younger, maybe I would have fallen in love with science in a way that I never did during my time at school. Bacteria are not usually seen as good things. However, Moyashimon seeks to correct that conception by highlighting the many ways bacteria do things that provide us with a lot of good. To highlight those good things, the author sees the need to visualize the impact of bacteria for us, the viewer, to be able to see as well. The way he does this is quite in your face, I would say. Yes, in this series the main character is able to visually see bacteria as big things, and they're incredibly cute. Tadayasu, our main character, is a first-year college student at an agricultural university, and he's somewhat famous around the campus because of his unique ability to see bacteria without a microscope, if you can call it that. However, he gradually gets involved with some of his university colleagues like Haruka, a doctoral student. These people at first seek to use his eyes for various hijinks for their own use, but they eventually grow close and become friends. The educational aspect of this series is its scientifically accurate portrayal of the processes such as brewing of alcohol and many others that involve bacteria. For instance, it grows light on the fermentation process of alcohol and what actually happens during that process, and why it happens. This is a process, of course, that is quite important because it is an instance of science being applied to do something that we use in our day-to-day life. It also highlights a lot of interesting biological knowledge. Most important, these educational aspects are not weaved in an episodic work that is shaped to purely educate and entertain. It has a story that fits perfectly within the coming-of-age theme that the author wants to tell, and this was one of the reasons the manga received high acclaim, and the anime by extension as well. So that was the video, guys. So what did you guys think about the video? Have you watched all these anime? Did they teach you anything? or leave a comment down below with your answers. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys later.